Spencer Confidential, directed by Peter Berg, delivers an action-packed yet character-driven narrative that explores the darker side of justice, corruption, and redemption. Based on the novel Wonderland by Ace Atkins, this film is a gritty, modern adaptation that brings forth a blend of crime, suspense, and humor. With Mark Wahlberg at the helm as Spencer, a deeply flawed yet morally driven ex-cop, the movie navigates through a labyrinth of crime and betrayal within Boston's law enforcement. At its core, Spencer Confidential tells the story of an ex-cop seeking redemption while uncovering deep-seated corruption within the police force. Wahlberg's portrayal of Spencer is equal parts rugged and introspective, providing a nuanced look at a man haunted by his past mistakes. Released from prison after serving 5 years for assaulting a corrupt superior officer, Captain John Boylan, Michael Gaston, Spencer finds himself pulled back into the very world he was trying to escape. This exploration of redemption is central to the film. Spencer, although a former police officer, embodies the archetype of an anti-hero. Someone who operates outside the boundaries of the law yet holds a strong sense of justice. His imprisonment was not for personal gain or malicious intent, but because he refused to ignore the corruption around him. This grey morality makes Spencer an engaging character as he struggles to balance his need for redemption with his instinct to right the wrongs he encounters. The film opens with Spencer's release from prison, a significant moment that sets the tone for his journey throughout the movie. As soon as he's free, Spencer finds himself entangled in a murder investigation that implicates 2 Boston police officers, one of whom is the very captain he assaulted 5 years earlier. It's a layered plot that expertly weaves elements of mystery and suspense, as Spencer, with the help of his new roommate, Hawk, Winston Duke, and his ex-girlfriend, Sissy, Eloisa Schlesinger, begins to unravel the conspiracy behind the murders. One of the most intriguing aspects of Spencer Confidential is its portrayal of the city of Boston itself. The city serves as more than just a backdrop. It's an integral part of the story. Known for its rich history and distinct neighborhoods, Boston in this film is depicted as a place where old-world corruption meets modern-day greed. The city's rising property prices and the looming construction of a new casino at the old Wonderland dog track create a palpable tension, highlighting the ways in which money and power corrupt even those tasked with upholding the law. The Wonderland project is at the center of the film's conspiracy, symbolizing the insidious nature of unchecked ambition. As Spencer delves deeper into the investigation, he uncovers a web of corruption that stretches from low-level drug dealers to high-ranking police officers. The film deftly captures the intersection of politics, real estate, and organized crime, painting a picture of a city where everyone has a price and loyalty is scarce. The casino, once a dog track, becomes a metaphor for the way in which people are used and discarded by those in power. Just as the dogs were exploited for entertainment, the city's residents and even the police officers are manipulated for profit by corrupt leaders. The investigation itself is filled with tension and action, as Spencer refuses to back down despite being warned off by those in power. His determination to get to the truth is driven by a personal code of honor, one that places justice above all else. This relentless pursuit is what separates him from the corrupt officers around him, many of whom are willing to turn a blind eye to injustice if it benefits them. Spencer's moral compass, though unconventional, is a stark contrast to the systemic corruption he's up against. This dichotomy between personal integrity and institutional corruption is one of the film's central themes, and it's explored through both the plot and the character relationships. One of the film's most engaging dynamics is the partnership between Spencer and Hawk. Initially, they appear to be polar opposites. Spencer is the experienced cop, jaded and world-weary, while Hawk is a young, brash MMA fighter with little respect for the rules. Yet, as the film progresses, their unlikely alliance becomes one of mutual respect and camaraderie. Hawk brings a fresh perspective to the investigation, and his physical prowess proves invaluable in the many confrontations they face. This partnership is reminiscent of the classic buddy cop formula, but with a fresh twist. Rather than two cops from different backgrounds, we have an ex-cop and an ex-con, both of whom have been shaped by the system they're fighting against. This adds a layer of complexity to their relationship, as they're both outsiders in their own way, yet united by a shared goal. Hawk's character, played with a quiet intensity by Winston Duke, offers a refreshing take on the traditional sidekick role. He's not just there to provide muscle, though he certainly does that, but he's also a foil to Spencer's more methodical approach. Hawk's no-nonsense attitude and willingness to take risks complement Spencer's more calculated methods, making them a formidable team. Their relationship is one of the highlights of the film, providing both comedic relief and emotional depth. Speaking of comedic relief, Eliza Schlesinger's portrayal of Sissy adds another dimension to the film. Sissy, Spencer's foul-mouthed, no-holds-barred ex-girlfriend, brings a unique energy to the story. Her character is fiercely loyal, unapologetically bold, and unafraid to speak her mind. While she serves as a source of humor, particularly in her interactions with Spencer, she's also instrumental in helping him navigate the investigation. Her presence grounds Spencer, reminding him of his ties to the world outside the investigation and adding a personal stake to his quest for justice. The film's action sequences are intense and well choreographed, showcasing both Spencer's and Hawk's physical capabilities. From fistfights to high-speed chases, the action is relentless, keeping the audience on the edge of their seats. Yet, the film doesn't rely solely on action to drive the plot forward. There's a strong emphasis on character development, particularly with Spencer, as he grapples with his desire for redemption and the weight of his past mistakes. This balance between action and character-driven storytelling is one of the film's strengths, making it more than just a typical action movie. Spencer Confidential also touches on larger societal issues, particularly in its portrayal of systemic corruption. The film doesn't shy away from highlighting the ways in which institutions, like the police force, can be corrupted by power and greed. The Wonderland Project serves as a microcosm of this corruption, with police officers, politicians, and criminals all vying for a piece of the lucrative deal. The film's critique of institutional corruption is timely, given the broader conversations happening around police reform and accountability. While the film doesn't delve too deeply into these issues, it does raise important questions about the nature of justice and the role of law enforcement in society. The film's pacing is another notable aspect. Peter Berg masterfully balances moments of high-octane action with quieter, more introspective scenes that allow the characters to breathe. These slower moments provide insight into Spencer's internal struggles and help to flesh out the supporting characters, making them more than just plot devices. This careful pacing ensures that the film remains engaging without feeling rushed, allowing the audience to fully invest in both the plot and the characters. In terms of its reception, Spencer Confidential received mixed reviews from critics, with some praising the film's performances and action sequences, while others criticized its formulaic plot. However, the film was generally well received by audiences, particularly fans of the action-comedy genre. Mark Wahlberg's portrayal of Spencer was a standout, with many noting his ability to balance the character's tough exterior with moments of vulnerability. Winston Duke's performance as Hawk was also widely praised, with critics highlighting his charisma and chemistry with Wahlberg. Comparatively, Spencer Confidential fits into a long tradition of action films centered around anti-heroes and corrupt institutions. Its blend of humor, action, and crime-solving is reminiscent of films like Lethal Weapon or Bad Boys, though with a grittier, more grounded tone. While it doesn't necessarily break new ground in terms of its narrative, it does offer a fresh take on the buddy cop dynamic by introducing characters who operate outside the traditional boundaries of law enforcement. This sets it apart from other films in the genre, giving it a unique edge. Ultimately, Spencer Confidential is a solid entry into the action thriller genre. It may not reinvent the wheel, but it delivers a satisfying blend of action, suspense, and character-driven storytelling. The film's exploration of justice, corruption, and redemption resonates beyond the confines of the plot, offering a commentary on the challenges of navigating a world where the lines between right and wrong are often blurred. With strong performances, particularly from Wahlberg and Duke, and a compelling narrative, Spencer Confidential is a film that will leave audiences entertained and perhaps reflecting on the nature of justice in an imperfect world.